This is the Dreamwave TCW 08 or TDW TCW 08 or the Power of the Primes Abominus upgrade kit. I picked up this set at Hobby Corner, and unlike the Power of the Primes Predaking upgrade kit by DNA Design, you can't really tell if you've gotten the extra pieces, because just like that set, this one has extra bits that were sort of like an afterthought after they manufactured the whole set, and everything shakes, so you're not going to be able to know if you've got the extra bits until you open the set. So I don't know how it is in the US, but here in Manila, you got to pay for the item first, and immediately after you've paid for it, you got inside the store, you got to open it and show the sales clerk what you got. So that's what I did, and we opened it up, and this is what we got. Okay, you got the instruction sheet. That's great. You got 2 sets of trays, and more importantly, so 2 sets. You've got the these are for the torso and the head, obviously, and the feet, and the second tray is for the fists, the thigh pieces, the gun, extra knee pieces, leg pieces, and this piece. As you can see, there is like a small poly bag that's been squeezed in between this tray, and that's great. I mean, if you have it, that's great. If you don't, you're gonna have to tell them and ask them for this. And this one is actually just an extra face that has the face and extra fins for the torso pieces right there, and that's essentially it. You don't really need it, in my opinion. I think it's just an extra bit just to make it extra, make it look extra good, or a little bit edgier, but as it is, the whole set is fine even without this, so don't worry about it. But if you want to get your money's worth, make sure that you have this. All right, so let's put the upgrade kits, upgrade pieces. Let's do something easy first, and let's do the hands. So get rid of the old hands. There's probably a way to put the hands somewhere here and there so you don't lose them or put them back in packaging, but it's very easy. You just pop in like the regular hands, like that. The colors are actually better now. They're more accurate to the G1 toy. Okay, and then this one I've taken the liberty of already attaching the gun, so it's not going to be that cumbersome. It's a little flimsy, the way he holds the gun. It's not as solid or stable as I want it to be, but it'll do the trick. I mean, it'll do its job. So that's that. Okay, on to the feet. The feet are identical. I don't think there is left or right. There's no difference between, so you can put them on either leg. Let's get rid of this one. Okay, that is tight. Okay, that's one down. Okay, and the other one. Okay, that is tight. It's a tight hole. First time you do it, it's always very tight. Okay, so that's 2. That's 2 done. All right, and now on to the torso. Now this is probably where the most work is, and you do it step by step. Okay, first thing you want to do, if you're happy with this current torso, then you don't have to replace it. But I think these are, I don't know, they kind of look better. There is a way to remove them so that you don't break anything, and the instructions say to pull it apart like that. Okay, so it's okay to do it that way. Never twist it or twist it that way. I'm gonna pull it, so don't twist it. How do you do this? I feel like I'm gonna break it. It's like, it's not on a pin joint. It's just it's like just those two pegs, and I feel if you make a mistake with it, you could ruin the whole thing. So if you absolutely do not have to remove it, if you're completely happy with it, I suggest you don't, because I don't think the plastic is that strong. So man, this is scary. Oh, it's a lot easier to put it back on, to put on the new pieces. So okay, so that wasn't too hard. Okay, and actually it looks better. I'm quite happier with this one. So we're gonna put these off to the side. Okay, the next step is the torso. So we start with the head, and what you want to do is you want to remove it. So it's on a swivel, and what you want to do is you want to sort of unscrew the original Hasbro head, just so you have enough to create a gap so you can remove the head. It wasn't supposed to be that way, but that's the whole idea. And then don't lose the screw. Might wanna. And the old head is actually pretty cool. I mean, nothing against it, but the new head, I think that's just so much better. They both have that G1 vibe to it, but the new head is just looks a lot better. Okay, and the way you can remove this current face and replace it with the and just not sure if how you put it back on. Okay, he kind of looks better with the open mouth, don't you think? I mean, this is a little bit too stoic for me. All you got to do is pop things in like this. Okay, and from here, he's gonna look funny. He's gonna look like a chicken because his neck is way too long. Everything's gonna be in perfect order once you put this one on, because the neck is just gonna clear. The long neck is gonna clear this new chest piece. So attach this, detach that, and then rotate these pieces off to the back. Okay, and then these go here, and these go here. These just, I suppose they're just gonna rest right here at the back. Next step, we're gonna do the shoulder pieces. So there's those thin slots right there. You're gonna slot them right there. There's a tab right there. And you're just gonna slide it like that. I mean, that's the marker, that little tab right there. It's gonna go in between these, so they don't go anywhere, they don't slide anywhere. So, yep, that should fit nicely like that. Then you're gonna need this, the chest piece, and what you're gonna do is like this, and these pegs, these thin pegs, are gonna fit in right there. So just, okay. Oh, did I break it? Okay, connect it like that. Next step is to strengthen the back part. Just move the Hunger's legs down like that, and then, or the dragon heads, and then this piece, make sure the rocket pieces are up. And then what you want to do is, again, those thin pegs, they're going to peg in right here. So it takes a while to just do it. They don't slide in as smooth as I thought they would, but I mean, it's always tight the first time you do it, so just be careful when you're doing it. Okay, as tight as possible, all the way in. Just insert that all the way into that hole. All right. That should be it. It should be good. Okay. Put this in. Just, let's find a way to just collapse everything so it's all flush, nice and tight, like that. And that is the torso, at least the upper part of the torso. And then what you want to do is these pieces right here for the hips, you're just gonna have to slide them right there. Easy peasy. I mean, nothing tabbing in. It's just friction doing the job like that. It's a little loose. Not particularly happy with it, but maybe like this, and then here. Okay. All right, and now for the thigh pieces. You just remove one of the sides, and then you connect it. It's all the way in because the clearance is really just enough. The original spikes are okay, they're a little bit too small. I think these are better. They're a little bit pointy, so be careful with that. And then you're just gonna have to tap it in like that. And it looks a lot better this way. Okay, do the same on the other side. Okay, and all that's left are the dragon heads, or monster bot head, Terracon heads, because it's the first time you're doing it. Okay. Other side. Just plug it in like that. And that's it, because in the original, the G1, the monster heads, they're supposed to be the thighs of Abominus. So that's just what this thing is trying to accomplish. And all that's left is really to combine everybody, and we'll do that right now. So here is the original Power of the Primes Abominus in combined mode. And as it is, it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, but you could still make this thing better because of upgrades. I mean, I've done a review of this one. I was very happy with it, but the upgrades, I think, will do a whole lot to improve this particular combined mode. Now, if you've done all that I've shown you earlier, you can transform this combined mode of Abominus, the Terracons, into this. Wow! Look how much better the combined mode of Abominus looks when you upgrade all those bits and pieces. You know, not take anything away from Hasbro. They did a wonderful job with this combiner, but if you wanted a more G1 looking Abominus, give it a bit of an edge. The upgrade kits, this upgrade kit from Dreamwave just really changes the whole perspective, whole landscape of this combined mode, and it's great. I mean, aesthetic wise, it looks absolutely fantastic, and the colors are great, and it just makes everything look wonderful. And here's the old head. The old head actually was okay. I mean, it's the only problem with it is I couldn't keep it. I actually kind of like the size of the old head better. It's just that the head would be completely hidden because of how big the chest piece is. So there was no way I could use this. But the new head actually makes him look nice. It has a Gundam feel to it. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it. Okay, and now on to my concerns about the set. You're probably wondering why I haven't gotten him into any of my dynamic poses, and the biggest disappointment I have with this set is not so much the aesthetic. The aesthetic is great, but it's the stability and solidness of the set that's really turning me off. And for instance, let's start with the feet. The feet is like it's not that solid of a piece. I mean, there's a gun underneath, and then this is sort of like folds onto to cover the hand, to cover the guns, and it's big, it's huge. You think it'd be stable, but once you attach it, the figure just would not stop rocking. I mean, I've had him in various poses. I even had him in the splits or in a straddle stance. It's just not holding as solid as I want it to be. That's really annoying. I mean, there's no solid stands. Second, on top of that's just my one problem. The other problem are the thigh pieces. The thigh pieces look great if you don't move them, but the moment you move them, they just flop out. And it's so easy to get rid of them. They just pop out here and there, and it's not as solid of an attachment as I thought it would be. Now, the left thigh, the right thigh, sorry, his right thigh looks pretty okay. I mean, it's solid enough. But the left thigh, they did not take into consideration this particular area right here. The neck of I forgot his name, but what's this guy's name? Is just protruding way too much for the hunger, sort of pseudo hunger dinosaur piece. That it just does not. It doesn't. It's not a straight. It doesn't fold in straight. It doesn't. When you attach it, the leg can't go straight, and you have to angle the leg a little bit to the point that you have to. I was on the verge of just displaying him bent like that just to have clearance for the pseudo hunger head, and that sucks. I mean, that's just math. They had to put a little bit of clearance here and there. They could have moved it just 2 millimeters up right here and it would have been fine, and I think they dropped the ball on that one. This could have been a wonderful add-on to the thighs, and there's 3 different pieces on top of this one. The head is a 4th piece, and it's just not as stable, and every time you play with it, it feels like he's gonna topple over, and he's toppled over like 2-3 times when I was displaying him in a standing position, and these things just love to pop off, and it is absolutely annoying. That's one thing I hate about pieces, and you're supposed to make it more stable, and it's not. And as you can see, he's not holding it right, and this is just a standing position. The other thing is these pieces, they're friction. I'll get to that in a while. They're just friction pieces that clip on. They don't really stay on, and I've tried bending it this way. It'll go on tight for a while, but after a while it'll just loosen up. So yeah, and yeah, there goes the pieces. It's really annoying. Okay, the fists, the way it grips the weapon is like this. It can't grip it in a trigger way because there's a trigger guard right here, and the best you can do is pose the index finger like that, and that's it. That's the best you can do. And these are very loose, and considering the fact that it's a heavy piece of accessory, it just loves to pop off. Okay, second, the gun isn't as stable. These things are just on friction joints. I wish they would have kept this like they cut the peg in half, just that small, and made a hole so you could just plug it in like that, and it'd be more stable. That'd be more fun. This thing just loves to pop off. Very, very annoyed with it. So I couldn't really get him into any pose. Just the standing pose alone. He's just giving in, and really, really annoying. And I guess I could do without these pieces, but it's a shame because these really complete the whole set. And yeah, okay. And then the hands are a little bit pointy. They kind of hurt if you want, but that's fine. But the way they've been done is they move up and down like that, but there's no way to move them in and out, which sucks, because if you want him in like a pose like that, there's no way to do it. You'd have to do this and then that, and the hand is just that. There's no way to swing it up, which sucks big time. I mean, you got to give him a lot of articulation. You couldn't give that. Very, very disappointed with Dreamwave on this one. Now, the only good thing about it is the torso. That middle torso looks absolutely fantastic. It's pretty solid. There's not a lot to complain about. A little bit looseness on the neck, as well as the these 2 antenna bits that I've mentioned earlier, that there was a stress mark for these swivels, and it kind of sucks. But yeah, the open mouth alternative or variant that they've put on him looks pretty nice. I kind of like it. It gives him that that's Abominus. Yeah, I like that. I really do. But on top of everything else, it's a great set aesthetically, but playability, and if you want to display him in dynamic poses, it's just not gonna happen. A little bit frustrating. Yeah. So final thoughts on the upgrade kit. If you're just going to display Abominus in his standard vanilla pose, yeah, sure, if you're not going to move him too much, okay. It's a good enough upgrade kit. It will dramatically improve the aesthetic of your Power of the Primes Abominus. But if you're gonna get him in a lot of different poses, you're gonna play with him with the upgrade kit, I wouldn't recommend it. You know, if you're looking for a more solid one, I'd say wait. There's probably another company doing a better version of an Abominus upgrade kit, and this was a good effort, but I'm not entirely happy with it. The aesthetic is great, but the flimsiness and the stability issues, looseness, and the error they committed in terms of the clearances and tightness of the thigh pieces, that just ruins it for me. So the set is going to get a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 for me. A little bit disappointed. I wish it could have been better. The torso is absolutely great. So in my case, I'd probably hunt down a perfect combiner, perfect effect feet for this one. I'll probably keep the torso, everything about the torso. Maybe I'll keep the gun, but for the feet and maybe the hands, I might go ahead and hunt down a perfect effect, perfect combiner version. I don't know, but as it is, not fully happy with it, not 100% satisfied with it, but it'll do for now, just to display Abominus on my shelf. There you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Dreamwave TCW upgrade kit for Power of the Primes Abominus. Thanks for watching. So, just to give you an idea of how this new Abominus fares with the other combiners we've had over the years with the upgrade kit, here he is with my other combiners. At the back, you can obviously see Superion, Defensor, Computron, all with the perfect effect, perfect combiner upgrade. We've got Bruticus, again, with the perfect effect upgrade. And behind Devastator, you got Menasor. Sorry, I can get him out. Devastator. Predaking with the DNA design upgrade. And with the Dreamwave upgrade kit, we have Abominus. So it looks great. I mean, if you have something like this, I guess it should be fine, but if you're going to pose him, it's going to be a pain just keeping things together. So there you go.